Dear students, in this video we'll deal with the different types of chemical reactions I have told you in the previous video. First chemical reaction we'll deal is a direct combination reaction, that is also called as synthesis reaction. Now the direct combination generally means the addition of two elements, maybe element or element compound or compound to give a new compound. There are three types of direct combination reaction where maybe two elements will combine to give you one compound. For example, I am taking one element, suppose carbon, and another is oxygen. So C, both are elements and they will combine to give you a compound, that is CO2. It may be that element or compound combines to give you a new compound. For example, C is an element and compound I am taking here is, element I am taking here is oxygen and compound I am taking is CO. So it will give you a new compound, that is carbon dioxide, 2CO2. That is carbon monoxide will oxidize to give you carbon dioxide. In this, one element and one compound combine to give you a new compound. Now it may be possible that two compounds combine to give you a new compound, that is, suppose I am taking here water and carbon dioxide. So it will give you carbonic acid, H2CO3. So this is also a combination reaction. So these are three types of combination reaction. Maybe two elements combine, maybe one element or one compound will combine, or maybe two compounds will combine to give you a new compound. Now there are several examples of direct combination reaction. First is oxidation. All the non-metals and metals, they oxidize to give you the corresponding oxides. Like sulfur, it is a yellow colored non-metal which oxidizes to give you sulfur dioxide. This gas has a burning smell of sulfur. In this case, you must know the properties of each and every gases. We will deal in detail with in practical chemistry also the properties of these gases and elements. But here I will tell you a little bit about these gases and elements involved here. So this is a colorless gas having the smell of burning sulfur and it is an acidic gas. Carbon is an element which oxidizes to give you CO2, that is carbon dioxide, colorless gas again. Phosphorus combines with oxygen to give you phosphorus pentoxide. All these are non-metals and they oxidizes to give you non-metallic oxides which are generally acidic in nature. All these non-metals always form acidic oxides. I have told you or you must remember here that all the oxides of non-metals are acidic in nature. And why they are acidic? Because these oxides, they dissolve in water to form the corresponding acids. You can see here, like these are non-metallic oxides. SCSO2 dissolves in water to give you sulfurous acid. CO2 dissolves in water to give you carbonic acid, and P2O5, that is phosphorus pentoxide, dissolves in water to give you phosphoric acid. So these are all acids and therefore these are called as acidic oxides. They all combine to form acids. Next is metals. Metals combine with oxygen to form corresponding oxides and all these oxides are basic in nature. Sodium oxide, calcium oxide and magnesium oxide, because these dissolve in water to form bases, corresponding bases. So these are called as basic oxides. Sodium oxide, if you dissolve in water, will get a base, sodium hydroxide. Calcium oxide dissolves in water to give you calcium hydroxide, and magnesium oxide dissolves in water to give you magnesium hydroxide. Next is in the preparation of salts. Now some salts are prepared by direct combination of the elements like iron and sulfur. If you combine, both will combine to give you a salt, iron sulfide, which is insoluble in water. Zinc sulfide, Zn plus S, will give you zinc sulfide. Again, it is insoluble. And aluminium and chlorine reacts to give aluminium chloride, which is a soluble salt. So, and similarly, iron chloride is also formed, FeCl3, which is also a soluble salt. Several salts are prepared by the direct combination reactions, in which two elements react to give maybe some soluble salts or insoluble salts. Both are prepared by this method. Next is some other reactions also they given, which are the examples of direct combination reaction, like hydrogen. Hydrogen is a gas, and if you burn it in oxygen, it will form water. This is a chemical test of hydrogen gas also. Hydrogen, if you burn in oxygen, it will burn with a pop sound and it extinguishes the burning splinter. Because of the formation of water, the burning splinter will get extinguished. So this is a chemical test of hydrogen also. Next is nitrogen and hydrogen combine to give you ammonia gas. This is ammonia gas. This process is called as Haber's process. This is industrial manufacture process of ammonia, also called as Haber's process, in which the temperature required is 450 to 500 degrees Celsius. Pressure required is 200 to 900 atmospheres. And the catalyst used is finely divided iron. That is, and promoter used in this case is molybdenum. Now, what is catalyst and promoter? Catalyst is the one which increases the rate of the reaction, but itself remain unused in the reaction, and promoter is one as a compound which increases the efficiency of the catalyst. The power of the catalyst is increased by the promoter. So here the promoter used is molybdenum, and this process is called as Haber's process, in which two elements combine to form a new compound. Next is again two elements are combining to give you a new product, that is hydrogen and chlorine. Both are gases, and they combine in diffuse sunlight to give you hydrogen chloride gas. In this case, the catalyst is moisture. Moisture is the catalyst in this case, and if this reaction is carried out in direct sunlight, an explosion may take place. So it is always carried out in diffused sunlight. Next is sulfur trioxide. It is again a acidic oxide because it dissolves in water. It is a non-metallic oxide, and if it dissolves in water, it will give you a acid, that is sulfuric acid. Next reaction in this is the formation of carbonates, like magnesium oxide. It react with CO2, it will give you magnesium carbonate. This is again a combination reaction in which two compounds combine to give you another compound. One more example we can take here is the formation of nitrites, which is also used in the manufacture of ammonia industrially. That is calcium and nitrogen. This will form calcium nitride. Calcium and nitrogen both are elements, and they react to form calcium nitride. Now, calcium nitride is very costly, but it is used for the instantaneous preparation of ammonia in the lab. It is reacted with hot or warm water to form the ammonia gas. This detail we'll study later, and similarly some other nitrides are also used for the preparation of ammonia in reaction with hot water instantaneously. Instant preparation of ammonia, calcium nitride, and another compound used is magnesium nitride, which is also formed by direct combination reaction, Mg3N2. This again reacts with hot water to give you ammonia. And one more nitride is used for the preparation of ammonia is aluminium. Aluminium plus nitrogen will give you aluminium nitride. This also reacts with water to give you hot water to give you the ammonia. So all these three nitrides are prepared by the direct combination reactions, but because these are very costly, therefore they are not used frequently in the lab preparation of ammonia. In the next video, we'll deal with the next reaction, that is decomposition reaction.